How are we doing, everyone? Thanks for joining for episode 36. Can you guess where I am? That's exactly where I am. My missus has bought me a hat ready for when I catch the one I want. Shame she's bought a child size one because it doesn't fit on my head. But if we catch the one I want, you will be seeing me in this. But for today, we are in, that's right, we're in Super Mario. So let me spin you around and let's get on with this vlog. So let's walk you down to this view because, yeah, you've seen it quite a few times now. Rods are all set. I've kind of got everything set up. You'll see stuff's in there. I've just got to get my cooking kit out for making a brew in a minute. But you'll see the light is fading. I've been here a while, but I've been messing around doing other things. It's cooler. It's much cooler. The temperature's dropped. I think we're down to like 22 now, which is, yeah, a lot more manageable. Obviously haven't cast in yet, etc. We'll just do rod setup. Guess what? For a shock, it's the same. But in case any of you haven't ever seen it, excuse the knees cracking there. 18-pound KORDA contour fluorocarbon mainline. There is roughly 30 centimetres of the older KORDA dark matter tungsten tubing, down to a normal lead clip setup, size 8 quick change swivel, 3-ounce flat swivel pair lead. So that is the rod setup. All three are set the same, as you'll see, etc. I'll just show you this angle, trying not to get the person in. There is somebody fishing in the peg over there called Big Girls, so I'm trying to keep the camera off that because I don't want to get anyone else in the videos. But we're going to be fishing the usual spots. That person's actually fishing a little bit far out in their swim, but it's not really impeding what I'm doing. I think we're fishing quite close to each other with these two rods. So what I'm going to do for a change this time is this right hand rod. I'm going to try just one down the edge because there's already lines going out over near where I'm fishing. So we're going to put one over on the usual spot and then that one on that normal spot. So let me show you the rigs, etc. Let's get some rods in and see what happens. Let's talk you through the rigs, bait, etc. Then we're going to go get the cooking kit and then we're going to get some rods in. So rig wise, I can show you. I have two rigs tied up like this. That is my normal blowback style 16mm active manila tough one with a 12mm glued pop-up. Like I say, the usual blowback style. This one's got a bag of manila boilies that I've already pre-tied from before, and that's the old Merlin hook link in about 8 inches. I've come ever so slightly longer. Don't really know why, just have. Here's the other rig, how it's going to look when it's finished. That's what's going to be going out, 2 of those. So that's going to be the left hand rod and the middle rod. The right hand rod, however, is exactly the same hook link, same bait, etc. Except instead of having the tipper, I've just doubled up the old active manila tough ones. So it's a double tough one, and there's less boilies. There's only 4 in that bag, where these bags have got about 7 or 8. Bait wise, the margin rod, I'm putting nothing down at all. I'm just going to flick the rig in with 4 freebies and the double hook bait. The middle rod is just getting the bag of 7 boilies and the hook bait. The right hand rod is going to get 3 catapults of 16mm shelf life sticky baits krill, purely because we're going to be switching over to krill quite soon. So I know I'm fishing manila hook baits and manila free offerings in a bag, and I'm going to be baiting up with the krill. That's purely to get some krill going in on the spot. Hopefully the fish can come in, eat that, don't get hooked on it, don't feel threatened by it, get a bit more confident on it, and when we switch to the krill, who knows, that could be the key that's going to trick the fish up that I want out of here. Couple have asked, oh, what fish is it you want? Don't take this the wrong way, I don't want to say. There's only about 3 people that know the particular fish I want. It's not the biggest one in the lake, which you would expect it to be. It's not. It's just a particular fish that's quite rare that I would really like to have in my album of, here, I've got this one, look at it, you know. So if it happens, trust me, you'll know about it. And at the end of the season, if it hasn't happened, I will then say in the last vlog, this is the fish I was after. But for now, I'm going to get my cooking kit, then we're going to get some rods out, and then we'll see what happens on this vlog. We're going to start, as always, with the left-hand rod. So I'm going to go hook my hook link on, chuck my rig out. As soon as it lands, feel the lead down. I'm going to pick the pole up, put 3 catapults of bait around that area. That's that rod done with. The reason the left-hand rod goes out first, I've mentioned before, is because when I put the middle rod out, the line is then in the way to flick it to my left. That's why I have to cast the left-hand rod first. We're going to get the right hand one out now. That's the old double 16 miller. That'll be interesting to see if this one goes. All that then leaves is the middle rod. Here we go then, another night in Super Mario. Everything's out, lines are all slackened right off, bait around the left rod, nothing around the middle except the freebies, and nothing around the margin rod except the freebies. The reason I've not put any bait on the middle rod is because somebody's fishing, like I say, quite close to where I am. Since I've been here, they've already put bait out, and I thought, do you know what, I don't actually need to, because I reckon they're probably a rod length off the spot, maybe a rod length and a half. I haven't gone round and sort of said, oh, you might be slightly out of your water, because it isn't really affecting what I'm doing. And I thought, you know, I don't really need to put bait on top of bait. That they've put enough out for me. So who knows, could pay off, could not. But I think if anything goes, like I say, it'll be the left-hand rod that goes. That's the one I've got the most confidence in of going. Don't really know why, but it just seems to do more fish that spot, doesn't it? Whether it's closer to the bay when they come out and they come into that rod first, I don't know. But we'll just see what the night brings. But I'm going to get the old kettle on now, have a coffee, settle in. It's going to be dark in about an hour, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Cheers everyone, first one of the vlog. I'll just point out I'm about 3 hours into my session. The rods have been in 15 minutes. Don't really know why, but I kind of drag my heels around, don't I? You know, I'm not one to rush around getting the rods in. I'd sooner take my time, make sure they're set right. Since I've been here, I've stretched all the lines out. So I've re-rigged all 3 rods, stretched all the lines out, sharpened 3 hooks up, baited 3 rigs, made sure they're all right, made sure my spots I'm clipped up on them. I've done everything. Everything's as good as it's going to get. So it's all down to the fish now. That's why I don't rush. I think if you rush things, you then cut corners to get your rods in quick, and you do cost yourself bites. So me, I'll just take my time. I'd sooner have 3 out there that I'm happy with, instead of having 3 that have gone out quick that I'm, yeah, they might be all right, they might not be, you know, because that's time you're wasting by sitting behind rods that probably aren't fishing as well as they could be. So sometimes less is more. But while I'm on this clip, I'm going to do 2 things. Firstly, I'm going to give a shout out to somebody who, from a very reliable source of mine, has told me that you watch a lot of my videos, you really enjoy them, and this will most likely put a smile on your face. So I'm going to give a shout out to somebody who's known as Ray. I do know your correct name, but I'm not going to say it. But I've been told that your nickname is Ray, and you watch a lot of my videos and you do enjoy them. So thank you very much. It really is appreciated. And if we catch a fish on this vlog, we're going to dedicate it to you. How does that sound? So let's hope we get one, because it would be really, really nice to do that. Secondly, I'm going to take the time, as I always do, to say to all of you have a lot, thank you very much for supporting the channel in whatever way that you do. My subscriptions do keep going up, so some of you do click that button when I ask you to, and it really is appreciated. If you haven't, or you're new, please consider it. Click and subscribe. Doesn't cost you any money, it doesn't sign you to a contract. You can unsubscribe by clicking it again. All it does is it promotes my channel, so other people discover me, like some of you have today. And that's why I ask you to do it, you know, because the channel only grows by people clicking subscribe and giving it a thumbs up. That's how the channel gets bigger. It's not me making loads and loads of videos. That doesn't make the channel bigger. It is you, the audience, that makes the channel grow. So that's why I say thank you very much, and it really is appreciated, because it is down to you that I am where I am now, and in the future I'll be where I'm going to be. So from me, thank you very much. But now I'm going to finish this coffee. Like I say, I've been here 3 hours, and yeah, I'm not even 1 coffee in. What's going on? But I'm going to sit back, watch the lake, hope we catch a fish, and like I say, if we do, Ray, it's going to be for you. So again, from me, thanks very much. So I've just been sitting here going through the clips, etc. I've taken up to now, and I noticed my baiting up. What is that little jump all about when I pull the catapult? Not sure what that's about. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Got to sort that out. Yeah, haven't noticed that before. I'll have to look back and see if I've done it in previous vlogs or at any point. But yeah, it's the first time I've noticed I'm sort of dancing on the spot whilst baiting up. I've also noticed, I haven't mentioned about the burning. Right, there was some burning, but it wasn't here. And the reason I'm not burnt anything here is because I burnt a load of stuff at home before I came in. So what I'll do is, I'll show you what I had at home, and that's going to have to do your burning for this video, because there ain't no food getting burnt. It is a coffee only for me, so I'll put that on now. That was this afternoon's burning, or part of it I should say. There was more, but that was the only part of it I took. So don't worry people, I have burnt something today. So that is that, unfortunately. That's all you're getting. Hopefully you're going to get a fish on this vlog. It would be very, very nice. I am slightly confident of a bite. I don't really know why, because I've someone in the car park swim to my left now, which has been closed, but it's now reopened. So there's somebody in there. And I mentioned earlier, somebody's in Big Girls over there. So there is a few lines in this little zone of the lake, but my spots are quite close in. So hopefully that isn't going to interfere with what I'm doing, and I'm not going to interfere with what they're doing. And we can pick a fish up. I fancy the left rod out of any, to be honest. And it would be really nice to pick a fish up, because then I can dedicate it to Ray. So yeah, fingers crossed we do get one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bugger off, see what the night brings. If anything happens, you'll know about it, and if it doesn't, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Absolutely nothing to report whatsoever. Through the night I've heard and seen nothing. This morning same, I've heard and seen nothing. About, I don't know, half an hour before dark last night, I see one fish show out in front of logs. That was it. That's it since I've been here. There's no fizzing this morning from the tench, nothing. It looks very lifeless out there. Yeah, I'm not confident we're getting a fish in this vlog, unfortunately, but you never know. It's 5:30, I've got an hour and a half. Something still could happen. It only takes a second to change, doesn't it? But yeah, it's a very, very different start to the day than what I had the last time I was in here. It just looks, yeah, very, very lifeless. But who knows? We're going to get the kettle on. I'm going to sit and watch, see what happens, and just hope in the next hour and a half one of those pulls up and we get a fish. But I think it's just going to be coffee, easy start, pack down, get to work. But let's hope I'm wrong. Cheers all, first one of this morning, and it's the first bit of activity. I've just noticed a small bit of fizz has just come up. I don't know if I can zoom in and show you it. There, just on the back of the spot where the middle rod is, that is. So it looks a bit tenchy to me, but let's hope I'm wrong and it's carp. But it does look quite small bubbles coming up, so it could be the old tinkers, who knows. First thing I've seen all morning though. It's now 6:10, so yeah, it's getting on. I've been lazy. It's took me quite a while to get my arse out of bed and make a coffee as well. I've sort of just laid here looking, but that is the first signs of any activity. So I've got about 50 minutes left. Let's see what happens, eh? I think they're going to stay exactly in that position that they are until I pick them up and go to work. But let's hope I'm wrong. We all know what this means. Shelter's all packed away, beds in the van, etc. All that's left out there is 3 rods, which are now going to get pulled in. But I'm going to do my outro before I pull them in, because last time we got a bite. It was a tench, but we got a bite, so you never know, could happen again. Sadly, that's it for this episode. It's one of those, I could sit here all day and I don't think nothing's going to happen. I don't think the fish are here. I haven't seen anything to tell me they are. I am coming back after work today. Whether we end up in here or not, I don't know. If it looks like it does this morning when I get back here, then no, I'll be going somewhere else. But from me, that is going to be it for this one. And apologies, Ray, no fish, unfortunately, but we've had a go. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And for you lot, again, thanks for your support. Hope you've enjoyed it too. Don't forget the old thumbs up, etc. And if you're out and about yourself, be lucky, and I'll see you on the next one.